Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are demystifying a massive paradigm shift in software delivery. And look, this one is designed specifically for technical program managers and engineering leaders. We're looking at a future that is frankly arriving way faster than most people anticipate. Okay, let's dive right into this concept. The term dark factory is actually borrowed from manufacturing. It describes a factory that runs with the lights off, simply because there are absolutely no humans physically needed on the floor. Now, apply that exact idea to software engineering. In an AI dark factory, humans are the ones defining the intent and setting the constraints, sure. But AI agents, they're the ones autonomously designing, coding, testing, and deploying the software. Since I know TPMs thrive on structure, we've got a very clear roadmap for today's explainer. We'll peek inside the factory, trace the evolution of this tech, look at real workflows, tackle the risks head on, and finally, build out your new TPM playbook. So let's kick things off by looking at what actually happens when the lights go out, and how this fundamentally redefines the game. The contrast between the old way of doing things and this new reality is pretty stark. In traditional development, humans do, well, everything, from writing tedious boilerplate to manual QA, but in the dark factory model, AI agents are working 24/7. And, they never complain about writing documentation. No developer is actively sitting there typing out basic functions anymore. Humans are simply there to define the goals and step in only when things escalate. You might be wondering, why now? Well, it's not sudden magic. It's happening because three massive technologies have finally converged. First, we have highly capable LLMs like GPT-4 and Claude, which can grade code and understand massive repositories. Second, we've got agentic workflows. We're not just chatting with a single AI window anymore. We have planner agents, coding agents, and security agents all coordinating like a real team. And third, our existing DevOps pipelines were already automating builds and releases. That basically gave these AI agents the perfect, fully paved highway to drive on. Moving on to the evolution of all this, it's really important to see how this builds on a historical continuum. This isn't just sudden hype. The dark factory is just phase 4 of a journey we've been on for a while. Think about it. Pre-2021, we had traditional automation, your Jenkins, your automated testing. Then we hit phase 2 with AI pair programming, like Copilot or Cursor. Over the last year, we entered phase 3 with autonomous coding agents, tools like Devin or SWE agent that can handle complete tasks. And now we are entering phase 4, where companies are actively experimenting with AI-only coding loops and entirely autonomous deployments. But let's do a quick reality check here. While we are all aiming for level 5 autonomy, the true dark factory, most of the industry is actually navigating somewhere between level 2 and level 3 right now. Very, very few companies are safely managing full workflows at level 4. So it's crucial to separate the ultimate vision from our current everyday reality. But make no mistake, the trajectory is completely undeniable. All right, let's talk about workflows. What does a TPM actually do in this system when theory meets reality? Notice how this entirely shifts your day-to-day. A single prompt from a team, build a customer onboarding workflow with OAuth, cascades down into this massive flurry of autonomous actions. The architecture agent spins up the design and the tickets. Boom. Coding agents immediately build the APIs. Security agents jump in to scan for vulnerabilities, and then deployment agents push the whole thing out. It completely replaces the traditional painfully slow manual handoffs you're so used to managing. But as risk managers, you absolutely need to know where it's safe to deploy this. It's a brilliant fit for greenfield internal tools, standard CRUD apps, and repetitive test automation. But let's be clear, it is a terrible idea for safety critical systems like aviation or medical devices or deeply undocumented, messy legacy code. You have to know exactly where the AI factory floor is safe to operate. And we're already seeing this in the wild. Companies like StrongDM are experimenting with incredibly strict rules where humans only provide the specs, effectively banning manual code writing just to test that massive generation throughput. Meta has already reassigned thousands of engineers to AI native pods. Klarna is aggressively automating their operations. And maybe the wildest part, we're seeing 10-person startup teams delivering the output that used to require 50 to 100 engineers. The scale is shifting, and it's shifting fast. Of course, it's not all sunshine and massive productivity. We need to address the most critical part of this explainer for any engineering leader, navigating the dangers. Because AI optimizes for passing immediate tests, it can introduce what the industry is hilariously but accurately calling vibe coding slop. It's this fragile, low-quality generated code that kind of looks right at first glance, but it creates massive, hidden technical debt because the AI doesn't intuitively care about long-term maintainability. Throw in serious security risks like leaking secrets and blurry lines around who actually owns a failure, and it becomes crystal clear. If you don't have rigorous human guardrails, this factory is going to produce a disaster. So, how do you get those guardrails in place? Let's map out the future TPM playbook and look at exactly how your role must adapt. First off, your role isn't disappearing, it's elevating. As humans, we are moving up the abstraction layer. We're transitioning away from writing boilerplate, managing those manual handoffs, and debugging syntax. Instead, we are defining intent, validating outcomes, and governing highly intelligent systems. To put it simply, you're moving from the assembly line directly into the control room. Because AI operates basically instantly, you are now the vital human in the loop. Your immediate focus has to be establishing AI agent governance and setting very clear delivery guardrails. You need to design exactly when and how an AI should escalate a problem back up to a human. Ultimately, you're the one responsible for autonomous pipeline monitoring and ensuring absolute compliance. To actually pull this off, you need to double down on system design, AI orchestration, and product thinking. The AI is going to write the code, that's a given, but humans must design the systems and understand the long-term architectural impacts. Translating complex business intent into tight AI constraints and prompt chains, that is your brand new superpower. I absolutely love this quote because it clears up the biggest misconception out there right now. AI is not going to completely replace developers. What it actually does is replace portions of the implementation work. It heavily accelerates delivery for sure, but only when combined with strong human governance. Going forward, the highest value humans are going to be the orchestrators. And that brings us to the end. I'll leave you with this to really think about. As software delivery speeds up exponentially and these factories literally begin to turn the lights off, is your organization actually prepared to govern the machines? Are you ready to stop tracking the work and start orchestrating the AI? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.